Alright, I'm going to show you how I clean a big walleye. This is one that my wife caught the other day. It's 29 inches. Unfortunately, this is not quite as pretty as some of them. It has a big injury right here, but the method for cleaning them is, my method for cleaning them is the same. So first thing I always do, on these big guys especially, big gals most likely, is I cut out the cheek. And that's real easy. You just kind of follow that gill line right there. And then once you get inside there, you kind of cut around like that a little bit. And you try to get close to separating the meat from the gill flap there. And then you can kind of grab a hold of it with your thumb if you're lucky. And it will peel right off the skin there like that. See, and then you got a little piece of meat that's really awesome. It's a little more texture in this than what there is in normal walleye meat. It's kind of a little chewier. It's absolutely awesome, and it just makes a really good snack for the day that you're cleaning a bunch of walleyes.
Okay, now it's recording.
Alright, this is the second side. Cutting down till I hear the ribs. Hear them? You can hear those ribs on the knife. Now, I just can't do it on this side for some reason. I don't know why. It's the same exact way, but for some reason I'm having a hard time. So I'm cutting down to the ribs, and then I'm cutting past the ribs here, and I'm right about across from the butt. So I'm pushing the knife through, having that slight downward angle here, you see? Slight downward. Can you see that? How I'm torquing the knife down just a little bit? And then I'm riding right along the backbone, out the back end here. All right, now, it's not the cleanest job I've ever done, but all right, now we're going to cut up towards the ribs. Now I'm on the ribs and I'm cutting kind of, right here is where you will get bones, at least I always do, in the fillet. They call them pin bones to most people. If anyone knows of a way to not have those in the fillet initially, please let me know. I don't. I get them on every fish I ever fillet. So now I'm riding along the ribs. What I do is I pick up the fish like this right here and let the weight of the fish hold it. Okay, it's a lot of weight of the fish pulling down there. Now I can ride that knife right there, and it just kind of pulls away. Now once you get past all the bones, then you can all the rib bones, you can kind of cut down a little bit more towards the gut, and then you'll get a lot of good meat right down there, belly meat. Some people don't like that. It's got more fat in it. Personally, I'm a major fat fan, so we cut that and eat it. All right, now we've got the one side completely done here. We do the same thing on the other side. Back to the original side, riding along the ribs. Then up to the ribs from the back side a little bit. About up to the top of the ribs cage. Right about now is when I start picking it up, letting the weight of the fish help me out a little bit. Alrighty. We're cutting just past the ribs here in a moment. That injury might be giving us a little bit of problem here. I might see some scar tissue there that's screwing us up a little bit on this particular fish. But now I'm just about past the ribs and I can start cutting through the meat. Just about got this dude separated here. I think it's a dudette, actually. I think this is a girl. Most of the gigantic ones like this are girls, the walleyes. Sorry, honey. I just splattered guts on my wife there. Anyhow, so we got to where the butthole is kind of stuck in here, so we're going to cut that out. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I've only cleaned a few hundred walleyes, so not an expert by any means. I'm trying to get that butthole clean cut out. Alrighty, there we go. Now we should have 2 fillets still joined together, what I think they call a butterfly fillet. At least that's what I call it. You can just kind of twist this guy right here and bust him off. Sorry, again, I'm flopping guts towards my wife here. Pull it apart. Little attached right there. So that part there, pretty much no good. There's some pieces on here that you might, if you're really you know, into saving a lot of meat, if you only got a few, you might pull a couple little pieces off here and there, like right here. See some without any bones there. Down here by the tail, I kind of screwed that up a little bit, actually. That's the reason why I'm able to get that much off of there. That should have been over here. So there's a piece of meat that's about the size of what I would normally get off of a bluegill that could have just gone to waste. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna throw that away. And now we got this gigantic butterfly here. Some guys are a little cleaner than I am when it comes to doing this.
Hold it up again.
Alright, this is again is the one that had that injury right there, so but that's pretty thin area right there anyhow. There's not a lot of meat there. I'm just going to cut that out. Alright. I don't want to mar up my nice new countertop here, so I'm going to cut these 2 fillets apart right down the middle. When I get down here to these fins, there's some really nice meat on those, but there's some bones in there too, so I want to cut around that. Again, if you learn anything at all from this, you need to learn that you just need to go for it. You know, just there's another fin right there. We're going to cut around that. There's probably guys that are probably about ready to pass out right now because I'm doing such a crappy job. But there's a couple little snack pieces right here. And I put those in with the other little snack pieces like that, and the cheeks.
Missed.
Yep. And here's the fun part right here. This is one we don't have to scale these fish because we're going to skin them. All right. One thing I got to do here is you need to step back because I'm going to rinse. It's pretty slimy. Rinsing off the table, the fillet a little bit, my hands a little bit. All right.
Are you ready for me back over there?
Yep. Alrighty. So you've got the fillet skin side down. All right. Same knife. You got you're holding it down here close to the edge of the table. You cut down at a pretty sharp angle, pretty close to parallel with the fish, until you're down to the skin. Now you can kind of go like this right here. Hold that knife really hard. A lot of pressure right here, right now. But see how the angle of the knife is pretty close to parallel to the table. And you can grab a hold of this right back here and pull on that fish. See, this fillet is almost too big for this knife. Taking up the whole length of the knife, and then some. I'm missing a little bit there actually. But that's okay, because normally you separate that rib meat from the loin anyhow. And it just gives you something to... There's some I missed right there. I'm going to put that in the snack bowl. And that's one side there. I'll go ahead and skin this other side. Maybe it'll look a little more like I know what I'm doing here. Let's give that a shot. Cut down to the skin. A lot of pressure on the knife. Pulling on the skin here. And so you've got a really nice loin right there, you know, a little belly meat down there. Missed a little belly meat over here. Cut that off. Alright, so I got these few little pieces that I'll put in with the snack meat. Some belly meat there. My buddy Ken should be able to make shoes out of these, I would think, if he would ever take up tanning again, but that stinks so bad that he just thinks fish stink bad. Tanning is much worse. So those are actually trash, unfortunately. And there you've got 2 walleye loins. This one's got a little bit of the rib meat still attached. Now there will be pin bones right along here, right where the bottom of the loin starts. You can actually probably hear them there. You can get those out. All you gotta do is cut straight down like that. Now that baby is boneless from tip to stern right there. And that's a good piece of meat. And it's got a little meat in it. Sometimes I cook these up, sometimes I throw them away. Sometimes I cook them up and eat those myself and subject myself to the bony parts. And other times I throw them away. Today I got so much fish I'm probably going to throw that out because it's just a lot easier to eat boneless meat. Well, that's how I do it. You know, hopefully I won't get too many boos in the comment section, but that's how I do it. So I'll maybe do another smaller fish just because they're a little easier, a little quicker.